My life has completely changed just by saying yes to one assignment from God. I mean, based on my subscriber count, my view count, and so on and so forth, you might describe me or categorize me as a small creator. I mean, I don't have massive platforms, physically speaking. But since September last year, I have helped 14 Christians go from procrastination to actually executing what God told them to do. And I have been documenting every single step of that journey. So if you're someone that knows what God has called you to do, but you keep stalling, this video is for you. So first of all, like I said, I have been documenting this journey, and I think the fact that I've been documenting it has been the most rewarding part of this journey. Now I'm going to break down what this journey looks like and just clips from my documentation of what has been going on in the past few months. And I hope that by the end of this video, you would be inspired to start documenting your life, documenting the things that God has called you to do, and that content will become so much more interesting and impactful for you to create. So September of last year, God had told me to essentially start helping Christians to go from procrastination to execution or obedience. But before I heard that instruction, I went on that journey for myself. I decided to go on a 90-day execution journey where I was posting shorts almost every single day on TikTok for 90 days. And immediately I started going on that journey, God had given me a second instruction to involve 5 Christians on that journey as well. And immediately I did that, I just started documenting what I was learning as I was helping these Christians go from procrastination to execution. And by the end of November, I had successfully gone through this 90-day challenge with these 5 Christians, and I called it the GraceWork challenge. I learned a lot from that journey, but I also made some mistakes as well. So fast forward to December, God brought some new people and we went on the 90-day challenge again. And at this point, I was making sure to make up for my past mistakes, to learn and to improve, and so on and so forth. And then I got another instruction from God towards the end of January that this should be a monthly thing. Previously, it was once every 3 months, but now God is saying this should be a monthly thing, that every single month I should bring in Christians and help them go from procrastination to God-led execution. And when I heard that instruction, I thought this is actually crazy, but I was like, okay, we're going to call it Project 100 Grace Workers. And to my greatest shock, God actually brought the 5 people. And so we ran it back again in February, helping another set of 5 Christians go from procrastination to God-led execution in 90 days. So even though I felt like it was a last-minute instruction for myself, for God, it was not a last-minute instruction. God had already brought the people. He had already kept them. They were already waiting, essentially, for me to just walk and step into obedience. And immediately I did that. The people were already there. And so we're able to kick off Project 100 Grace Workers in February. This was mind-blowing to everyone, to people in my team, to me. It was like, what is going on? But then that just lit a fire in me, like, okay, this year, 2026, I'm going to help 100 Christians go from procrastination to God-led execution. They'll finally be able to obey on the instructions that God has given them for so long. And I decided to document this journey. Like, I went on Instagram and I said it on Instagram. I said, hey, this year I'm going to help 100 Christians go from procrastination to God-led execution. And if you're interested in joining me on this journey, then comment below the word ready or something like that. And there was a lady that saw this video and responded with the word ready. I remember thinking, oh my God, what's going on? And that literally happened simply because I was documenting my journey, documenting what I was learning, documenting what God was telling me. But that is not all. Now, fast forward to March, I had reached out to this young lady and a few other people who I thought might be interested in joining the March GraceWork challenge. But for some reason, a lot of them were saying, okay, we'll do it in April, we'll do it in April, we'll do it in April. And one of the reasons that God actually made me to start doing the challenge on a monthly basis was because God was like, why would you say you're helping people to overcome procrastination, but then you're helping them procrastinate by telling them we only run it once every quarter? So that made a lot of sense to me. But then I'm telling all these people, hey, let's start now. And they're like, we'll start in April. We'll start in April. We'll start in April. And I remember thinking, God, what is happening? You've been bringing people since September 2025. And now all of a sudden, it's like everyone wants to start in April. And then I started praying. I was like, God, do you know what? You are the one that told me to go on this journey of Project 100 Grace Workers. So do you know what you're going to do? You're going to give me a strategy to get people, because I don't have a massive audience. So you're going to open my eyes to ways that people can come, and I don't have to struggle for these people to come every single month. And then God answered that prayer by expanding my team. And then fast forward to about, I think, middle of March, all of a sudden we had all the people that we needed for the March GraceWork challenge. And so by the end of March, we basically started the next GraceWork challenge again. So now this would be the 4th time that we're running this challenge. And I literally cannot make this up. One of the people that joined the March GraceWork challenge was the lady that responded ready for that video that I had put on Instagram when I was documenting what God had told me to do with the Project 100 Grace Workers. So if I had not documented this journey, if I was not publicly talking about what God was telling me to do on Instagram, on social media, this lady would have never found me. And mind you, there was also someone that found me on Substack. Like, God was basically maximizing my little platforms, or rather how I put it is like God was multiplying my 5 loaves of bread and my 2 fish, because all I was doing was talking about what God was telling me to do. And the journey I was on, which was the Project 100 Grace Workers, helping 100 Christians go from procrastination to God-led execution and obedience. Just by me talking about it publicly on social media, God is sending the video to people that are relevant to what I'm trying to do and who I am trying to help this year. And then I asked God, well, the Grace Workers that you brought for February, you brought them at the start of February on the 1st week. But then for March, you brought them on the last week. Why that delay? And then God simply just replied by telling me you needed to build capacity. You had no capacity to handle people if they had come that early in March. And I was like, interesting. So basically, because everyone that I was talking to about the challenge in March were like, we'll do it in April, we'll do it in April. Now, miraculously, we now have sort of like a wait list for people ready to join the April GraceWork challenge that will be starting on the 27th of April. And because it's really like an intense execution process in terms of one-on-one sessions, strategy, follow-ups, and so on and so forth, we literally cannot take more than a certain number of people. So I understand why God was prioritizing capacity. And by doing that, what I was praying for, which was, God, give me a wait list, God, give me a wait list, that seeming delay in March ended up leading to me having a wait list. So there are so many lessons wrapped in this little story. Document your journey. Document the instructions that God is giving you. When you're obeying those instructions and you're executing or taking action on those instructions, document it. You don't know who is watching that might want to be a part of that journey one way or the other. And in addition to that vulnerable documentation of what was going on in my life, I was also able to see like before and afters in terms of the people that were coming into the challenge. In fact, I have it all written down, okay? One of the people that came into the challenge was a musician, okay? He had no album and no brand. And then he came into the challenge, and not only was he able to launch his album, but one of his songs finally made it on a chart, on the Abuja charts in Nigeria, and he was, I think, number 81. And that had never happened previously. And then he was able to also build a brand. So that was literally amazing, like being able to see that clear before and after. And then we had a coach come into the challenge. She basically was struggling with clarity, and she basically had no brand as well. And then she came into the challenge, and now she has an active online presence. She also has clarity in her niche, who she serves, and she's confident about it. And in addition to that, she was also able to build out her signature coaching program. And then we get to the 3rd person who joined the challenge. This lady was someone who God had called to do mighty things, write books, speak online, and just do amazing things. But for years, she had not been able to take action on those instructions. And then she was also struggling to be consistent in her content. And then fast forward to after the 90-day challenge, she was able to build a consistent online presence. And in addition to that, she was able to write the first draft of her book, start to finish, in just 90 days. She was also able to conclude on her launch date, and then she came back into the challenge for another 90 days. And mind you, all these stories that I'm basically sharing, these are people that did not just come for the challenge once, they came back again for the 2nd time. And then we have another lady who came into the challenge for business purposes. However, she was struggling with consistency and confidence. And not only is she now confident, but she is now also a coach in the GraceWork challenge. And then we had another lady who came into the challenge to launch a business. All she had when she came into the challenge was just her business idea. But by the end of the challenge, she had a full-fledged operational and registered business that brought in clients consistently. And she's also now a GraceWork challenge coach. Then we had another lady come into the challenge. And this time around, she felt very convinced that God needed her to finish writing her book. By the end of the challenge, not only had she made massive strides in her book, but she had also started building a consistent online presence. Then we have another coach who came into the challenge. He was struggling with a client acquisition strategy, as well as clarity and consistency. But by the end of the challenge, all of those problems had been solved. He finally got niche clarity. He was able to put out content consistently, and he had a clear client acquisition strategy, and also ran his very first live workshop. So guys, what am I saying? You have no idea what God will do with your obedience, and it is even an added bonus when you get to document that journey, because people get to see when you started and where you are now. If you go on TikTok, you see the very first time I ran this challenge and everything I was learning and what I was sharing, and then fast forward to where I'm at now. Like, I'm able to look at that journey and be like, oh my God, I've come a long way. Like I said, I was literally learning on the job. I was making mistakes and learning from them. So I was also able to document my journey honestly. Like, for example, when I had to use the second cohort of the challenge to make up for some of the mistakes I made in the first cohort of the challenge. And also when March had not started when I thought it was going to start. Like, I was able to document that. Like, this is a clip of what was going through my mind around that period. This is episode 9 of me documenting my journey to helping 100 Christians go from delayed obedience and procrastination to God-led execution and walking in purpose. At this point, I don't know how we're going to get the next batch of people for the challenge. Okay, I have done what God told me to do, and I'm just watching and waiting, and I'm like, okay. I'm happy I have all of this documented, because when I'm finally able to hit that Project 100 Grace Workers goal by the end of this year, I'll be able to have a clear online timeline of every single thing that I went through in order to hit that goal. A lot of people just want to show up at the end, haven't made it, and say, hey, so this was what I went through. I struggled, but now I've made it. But guess what? As impactful as that story is, it would be more impactful if some people went through that journey with you and they were able to see when you were actually in the trenches grinding. It's more impactful because they were able to follow on that journey with you. I sort of like the fact that I don't have a massive audience yet, because when that happens, people who have been following me on this journey will be able to visibly see that growth happen. That is why I celebrate my timelines a lot. When I got to 500 subscribers, I was like, hey, I'm celebrating 500 subscribers. When I got to, 60,000 views, I did the same thing. I was like, hey, celebrating 60,000 views. But essentially, I'm able to celebrate all these milestones, and people are able to also follow on in that journey and actually see where I was versus where I'm at now. And it's more inspiring for people following on that journey with you, because they're watching your progress in real time. I say all this to say, sis, bro, this is the right time to start documenting that journey. And one of the things I'm willing to do to support you on that journey is to invite you to a workshop. It is called the Procrastinator to Productive Workshop. It's a live workshop. The first one is going to be happening on the 25th of April, 2026. After the first one, the future workshops are not going to be free, so please take advantage of this first one if you're watching this video in a timely season. In that workshop, I'll basically help you plan out the next 30 days of your life. Like, we'll plan everything out in detail and how we plan on executing on the instructions that God has given you, how you're going to document that journey online, the content strategy you're going to implement, and so on and so forth. And in that workshop, I'm also going to be revealing the one secret that helps you overcome productive procrastination. So that thing that typically happens when you're productive in other areas of your life, but then the one thing that you're actually meant to take action on, you don't do anything about it. I'll tell you how God taught me to overcome that. And it's all going to be happening in this workshop. The workshop is going to be holding monthly, every single month, but I'll encourage you not to procrastinate and to join as soon as possible. In fact, if you upgrade to VIP for this challenge, what is going to happen is that you're going to be able to ask me some questions, burning questions about your documentation journey, your execution journey, your obedience journey, and I'll be able to answer those questions live in real time. I'm telling you, it doesn't get any better than this. Like I said, I've been able to help 14 people go from procrastination to God-led execution, and I still have about 86 people to help, and I hope hope that you'll be one of those people that I can support in your journey from procrastination to God-led execution and walking in purpose. The links are going to be below, and I hope to see you in the Procrastinator to Productive workshop. Take care and bye.